Today we have 7 more rare and unique items in The Witcher 3, but in my personal opinion, these are some of my favorite rare and unique items in the entire game. Some of them are quite elaborate, but again, in my opinion, are completely worth all of the trouble. Make sure to leave a comment telling me some of your favorite rare and unique items in The Witcher 3. But if you like this video, then make sure to click the like button. First up is not so much an item per se, but rather it's a horse. You can get an entirely new horse in The Witcher 3. After you rescue Ciri from the Isle of Mists and take her back to Kaer Morhen, once the wild hunt is repelled, Ciri will wake you up and demand that you take her to the Sabbath so you can kill Imlerith and avenge Vesemir. But before heading down to Velen, you'll have the option to take her to see Emir, where he will offer you 4,000 crowns as a reward, and if you refuse to take the money, he will gift you a brand new horse instead.
In that case, a stallion, a thoroughbred Nilfgaardian, awaits you in the stables. Treat it as an expression of my gratitude.
This is not actually a throwaway line. The next time you call Roach, you will see that she is now a black stallion, rather than a brown mare, and will remain this way for the rest of the game. This horse is no different than your previous horse. It's merely just a reskin of Roach. Now don't worry, you don't actually have to give Ciri the Empress ending to obtain this horse. If you don't play the Reason of State quest where you kill Radovid, he will win the war and Ciri will still become a Witcheress. But the Empress ending really isn't that bad. It's definitely my favorite ending. Speaking of giving attention to your loyal Roach, there is a side quest in Blood and Wine called Equine Phantoms, where a hermit has been getting her blood sucked by some creature during her sleep. But you can actually see this creature if you get high on a plant that's thought to be extinct. Now this is a very goofy quest. First of all, Geralt's mind is in the stratosphere, but your horse also speaks during this quest. You both pretty much break the fourth wall by referencing various jokes and memes about Roach from within the Witcher community.
Know how you always show up when I whistle? How's that work exactly?
Well, you're my human. Gotta be there when you need me. Yes, I'll be there for you, ooh, as the world falls down.
Still kinda strange. How you cross the ocean when I call sometimes, but then get hung up on the tiniest fence.
Follow me, and try not to trample any plants or small animals.
Throughout the entirety of this quest, Roach is your temporary traveling companion, and the both of you exchange words of wisdom, chase the horse specter that's been preying on the hermit, then you eventually confront the spirit. The spirit will confess how he beat his horse to death with a stick, and can't be at peace until he is forgiven. So you'll have the choice whether to let Roach forgive the spirit, setting both him and the hermit free, or you can refuse to forgive him, which will force you to fight him, and upon doing so, you will unlock the Umbra Trophy, which gives you a 5% chance to loot extra herbs in the wild. This isn't necessarily a good bonus, but it's surely a unique one, and would make a fine addition to your trophy collection. Plus, the trophy description says that it was taken from an invisible phantom, and when you put it on your horse, you can see that the trophy itself is actually invisible, but the rope holding it is not. Your vineyard home in Toussaint has a lot of armor racks that many players like to use to display their Grandmaster armors, but that can get a little boring if you're like me and replay The Witcher 3 constantly. I am addicted to Gwent. I haven't seen my family in 6 months. I miss my wife, Barnabas. I miss her a lot. Along with the Tesha Mutna armor I showcased in the last video, you can also get another unique and similar armor, but it is extremely missable. For this, you'll need to play the main story of Blood and Wine, and make sure you look for Syanna and meet her in the Land of 1,000 Fables. Near Rapunzel's tower, you will find a Will-O-Wisp, that terrible fire-type move from Pokemon that always misses, and following it will lead you to a dead body, where you can loot the Relic Toussaint armor. This armor looks pretty ridiculous. I mean, gold and pink, what were you thinking, man? Don't let that color scheme throw you off. This thing is a tank. Not only does each armor piece give you plus 40 resistance to pretty much everything, you also get an extra 450 vitality, for a total of 1,800 extra vitality. This is pretty much the reverse of the Tesha Mutna armor, which heals you for every enemy you defeat, whereas the Relic Toussaint armor gives you more vitality than you know what to do with. You can also find a unique sword next to it, which gives you plus 20 intensity to all of your signs. One item that is seemingly useless, but still a rare and cool item to obtain, is one that not many people even know exists. There is a side quest in Blood and Wine called the Warble of a Smitten Knight, which alone offers many cool unique rewards. The quest has you partake in a knight's tournament as a cover so you can spy on Lady Vivian, who Gargleballs believes to be afflicted with some kind of curse. You'll either have to lift the curse by either transferring it from Vivian to Gillame, or by transferring it to an Oriole egg, giving her 7 years left to live. If you do the latter, Vivian will say she's going to leave Toussaint and explore the world with the time she has left. Once you finish the main story of Blood and Wine, you can head over to one of the docks in Novigrad, and you'll actually find Vivian waiting for a ship. If you talk to her, she will tell you about all of the exciting things she's done since leaving Toussaint, and now she is waiting for a ship to take her to the Skellig Isles. She will also give you one of her old feathers from the curse, before walking away and giving you a sexy wink. Now this feather is actually a wearable item that will appear alongside your quest items. This feather is nothing special, nor does it offer any bonuses whatsoever. But with the power of imagination, you could say that this was the very feather that covered Vivian's boobs. It's just like Geralt to wear titty feathers in his hair. Or maybe it was a cooter feather, but that's entirely up to you to decide which part of the body it came from. Witcher gear in The Witcher 3 is highly sought after for its high stats, extra bonuses, and amazing armor designs. But there is one piece of Witcher gear that you can actually find without crafting. The Witcher contract The Beast of Honorton takes you to a small massacred village. Investigating the village begins the side quest where the cat and wolf play. Within this quest, you will meet a little girl who will tell you that it was a witcher from the cat school that slaughtered the village. So you'll have to leave this little girl alone in the middle of monster-infested woods to track down this witcher. When confronting the witcher Gaetan, you can either kill him and get vengeance for the village, or you can sympathize with him and let him go. If you choose to do the latter, Gaetan will give you access to his stash. Inside his Vietnam foxhole, you can find a sword called Tiger. Tiger is truly unique as it's the only Witcher gear in the base game that you can find, and cannot reproduce in any way. This sword offers 5% bonus XP from slaying humans, but other than that it's not very good and will quickly be discarded. But given its incredibly unique nature, I always make sure to display this in my Toussaint home. Speaking of Toussaint, one of my favorite quests in the entire game is the Toussaint Gwent tournament. During Blood and Wine, there is a side quest where you meet with a Gwent enthusiast who is trying to introduce Skellig as a new faction, and he wants you to build up your deck so you can play in his tournament and win using that new deck. So in order to do this, you have to play and win a total of 19 Gwent matches, which is definitely my wet dream, and then play in the tournament using the new faction. One of the participants will compliment your sword and ask you to wager it. If you accept his wager and then proceed to beat him in Gwent, he will give you his sword called Blaive. Many people call this sword the Steel Erendite, and it will always match your level when obtained, and is higher in damage than pretty much every Grandmaster Witcher sword. This sword offers higher critical damage and a boost to some of your sign intensities, but overall this sword is nothing too special. But if I told you that you could win a sword by playing Gwent, that would be pretty freaking cool, man. Now in the main story quest of Blood and Wine, you'll end up solving a riddle to look for Milton, who is supposedly dressed up like a bunny. But once you make your way to the greenhouse where he is located, you'll see that the Beast of Beauclair has already gotten him. After fighting with Detloff and reuniting with the homie Regis, you can head back up to the palace greenhouse, and you'll be able to pick up the hair mask off the floor. This mask is nothing special, but it's something that I see no one really talk about, and it honestly just looks pretty cool. Anyways, that was 7 rare and unique items in The Witcher 3 that you may have missed. My nose is a little stopped up because of the springtime weather, so sorry if the audio sounds a little muddy. But feel free to leave a comment telling me your favorite rare and unique items, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video.